Hello, it's Tuesday, the 21st of February, and we're looking at James 2 this morning, another rich, fat chapter of the Bible that's really going to push us into great things. I know I said yesterday, maybe somewhat irreverently, that it's the book I love and it's the book I hate. And I just wanted to clarify. What I mean by hate is not hate. What I mean is you read James and you realize stuff about yourself that's really uncomfortable. And today's chapter is no different, because today's chapter includes this idea that what we do has to be linked to what we believe. So this idea that faith is going to result in action. It is going to result in the decisions that we make and the attitudes that we hold. That faith isn't this sort of private thing. I go to church and I sing songs and I say my prayers and I read my Bible. But actually those things are the kickoff to how we live in all the other hours of the week, in everything that we do. It's not enough to believe in God. And in fact, I don't know if you've ever spoken to a non-Christian who says, oh yeah, I believe in a God. And in my head, I'm quoting James and say, yeah, even the demons believe that and shudder. That's verse 19. I mean, it's good to believe in God, but it's only the starting point. Unless he is transforming our lives, it means nothing. And the first half of James 2 talks about how we treat the poor. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to stop at those who are physically poor. I mean, how do we treat people who are just different? Maybe people who have got more financially than us. Do we dismiss them and go, oh, you must be so materialistic? Or people who have got more or less intelligence, more or less friends, more or less physical health. There are so many comparisons that we can make, but we must not, because everyone is God's child. God created each person with such values, such love, such intimate care that we are to treasure each one and to treat them as we would like to be treated. Now that is a high standard, isn't it? I should treat you with the same love as I approach myself. So, I think about, for example, what I want to eat, where I might want to sit, if I'm comfortable or uncomfortable. These are the minutiae, but I also care about, how my job is going and what I'm planning to do next year. And that level of interest in others, it needs to match God's interest, because we know how to love ourselves, i.e. to sort of be kind to ourselves. Do we know how to love others? This chapter just shines a light. And actually, it's more like a microscope. It holds up a microscope to our actions and to our attitudes. And James talks about Abraham, who was considered righteous not just for what he believed. His faith was credited to him as righteousness because his faith and action were working together. Is my faith and action perfectly in parallel? Are they perfectly married? Are they perfectly in unity and harmony with one another? Do I sit down at my quiet time and say glorious things to God and then use that same mouth to snap at someone or to criticize someone or even to say those naughty words that we mustn't say? It's a real challenge. And I think today is a great opportunity as we turn to prayer to ask God to shine a light on our hearts and to confess where our faith and actions haven't matched up, and then to ask for God's forgiveness, cleansing, and strength to do better. So we're going to repent this morning, but it's going to take a little bit of reflection first. So I really encourage you right now, go and take some time, open up your hands before the living God and say, God, is there anything in me that displeases you? Can you show me how to live according to my faith in you. Have a great day. Bless you. See you tomorrow.